Hi everyone and welcome to another vlog. Today I'm bringing you an all new vlog, and what I mean by that is that this is a video I recorded last summer, but I just happened to bring it to the channel now, so yeah, this is life. So this last summer I was selected to perform a couple of concerts in my hometown in Barcelona with a festival called Musical Sparks, and the peculiarity of these concerts is that they are mostly open-air concerts, which is an unusual scenario for classical musicians and especially for classical guitar players. But just this aspect is what made it very interesting for me for this vlog to talk about amplification system for classical musicians. Some years ago I started to feel the need to buy some amplification system for my own gigs, as I was playing a lot in the Netherlands, Belgium, Germany, and I was playing in locations where the acoustic was really far from ideal. So I started to do some research about which amplification is in the market that respects your own sound, that doesn't color your sound too much, and that it was big enough to feel really good these big concert halls, but as well that it would be small enough that I could bring it around, because most of my concerts are solo performances, so I need to bring then lots of gear. I need to bring amplification, I need to bring the guitar, I need to bring all the stands, the microphones. So I didn't want it to have such a massive system that it would be impossible for me to just carry around alone. Even though I never intended to buy this gear for an open-air concert of these dimensions, I must confess that it really did surprise me, the performance of my amplifier. So anyways, you will just see this through the vlog, so let's just go straight into it. So the first concert location, it was La Casa del Agua, which was built in the 1920s, and it is in a privileged location between the plain of Barcelona and the mountains of Collserola. The second one was a kind of internal park between neighborhoods, which ended up sounding really nice because the buildings kind of hold up the sound very compact. It was great to arrive there and see that the staff members were already setting up the audience seats as well as all the lighting system. So here we are. I got to the location and we're setting up the microphones. Here we're gonna be some lights. There is this kind of weird fence right here, but it's gonna be nice because all this is going to be like the audience, which is cool. And now we have some time to set up everything, and it's crazy hot. My god, I really hope that by 9 o'clock this sun is gone, because my guitar is not gonna like that. So anyways, I go on setting all this up. See you later. My first go-to option for microphones for these concerts was my Octava MK pair, because I really love those mics. They are incredible. They are so transparent and they hold quite truthfully the original sound, and I know that I can be very free with the dynamical range because I know they will capture everything. What I didn't expect, that even with the windshield on, just a tiny little bit of breeze, it just sounded like a freaking tornado through the amplifier. So I had to switch to my Plan B microphone, which was the Sennheiser MD421, which is a microphone which is good for overall uses, from voice to drums to acoustic instruments. The thing is that I didn't know beforehand which equipment Laura, the organizer, would bring with her. So it took a little bit of time to figure out which amp microphone combination we would use. My amplifier is this Shelter Jam of 100 watts, and she brought one of these big ones of 1000 watts. Funny enough, during the setup of the first concert, we had some trouble because my amplifier was sounding like a lot more than hers, which doesn't make sense. And I think it was the way we were connecting my amplifier to her mixer, and even during the concert I could mostly hear my amp on my right side and hair amp on the left side was, for me, unnoticeable. Luckily for the second concert, we managed to understand what not to do and how not to cancel each other's signal. So we set up the amplifiers completely different, the microphones plugged completely different, and finally we managed to find a very balanced sound between her amplifier and mine, using the color of my amplifier, which is thought for classical instruments. So it gives this nicer aura around, like with this very full and rich sound. And that was really enjoyable. You know, the feeling of playing this super pianissimo part in the second movement of the Andante of Ponce, and you just start to string like softly, and people can hear it, and they can also enjoy the contrast of dynamics from pianissimo to fortissimo the same way that you do on stage. And on top of that, have this beautiful sound of my amplifier that gives this aura, this round sound, almost like if you're indoors. It just made me feel and made me play very comfortably this second concert. After a much quicker setup of the stage, and thank God because the first concert took about 1 hour and a half, I went to warm up my heavy duty program, which started off with the beautiful Sonata Romantica by Manuel Maria Ponce, then continued with the one and only Chacona by Bach. Yes, that one which I made the research on, which if you want to know more about rhetoric in music, you can go to watch my video on that. I will leave the link in the description. And then I finished off with the third Rossiniana of Maurizio Giuliani. And yeah, it's a quite massive program, I know. I think I lost like about 2 kilos performing that, seriously. The thing is, it's not really a frequent thing to see a classical guitar program based only of 3 pieces, that long, but like piano repertoire. So it's indeed a difficulty that is added to the performance itself, and that unfortunately you don't get to practice that in a conservatory, because most of conservatories and also most of competitions, they are based, at least for guitar players, with rather short programs. On top of that, I was asked to play all the 3 pieces in one go without a break. So that was really a head breaker. But anyways, that could be a topic in itself on how to prepare for these abnormal situations that you don't find that often and you don't get to practice that often. All in all, it was an experience that enriched me as a musician, as I learned how to deal with other type of concert situations. I was very happy at the end that I had taken the bother to take my amplification system all the way from the Netherlands to Barcelona, because I was sure that no matter what I would find, no matter how was the situation, I knew my gear, I knew what I could do and what I could not do with it, so somehow I would make it work. So I know it's a long speech about playing with amplifier and how this changes your sound, and there is a lot into this because your sound depends on your instrument, on your nails, and also on the room. And of course, if you add the amplification system, then also depends on amplifier and the microphones. But it is really nice to be able to play in a place that you could probably not play otherwise, or sound really bad and really empty, and just fill in the space with music and get people to enjoy the concert. So that for me was really worth it, to bring the amplification system from the Netherlands all the way to Barcelona. I particularly enjoyed very much the second concert, just because of the fact that the audience was a lot closer to me. There was not this strange fence in between, which gave me somehow a lot of inspiration to play, and I do believe I played differently because of that. Fun enough, in that second location, it was a place where most of people were not regulars in listening classical music, but just because it was so informal in a way and so close to them, they just decided to come and listen. And I think, judging by the feedback, they all had a great time. But sometimes it can be that you go somewhere and you find some gear that you absolutely don't know, and maybe you don't have anybody to help you out with it, or that person that is there has completely different sound aesthetic perception, and you want to be in charge of your own final sound result, as you are the one who practiced so long, so hard, and prepared for this performance, so you want to be in charge of the final outcome. So my advice for that, if you have to go to play in an open air situation or count in someone else's system, inform yourself about what they have so that you can be prepared beforehand to know exactly how you want to make it sound. So either bring your own stuff if you have the possibility to make your life easy, simple, fast, or just ask in location what they have so that you are prepared ahead of time of what you can do and how you will set it up so that you don't need to worry about that. If I must be very honest, for the first concert it was quite distracting, the fact that I had to take a moment to realize like, okay, things are going to be moving far away in the horizon, or I'm going to hear buses passing by, but I cannot be bothered by that. So if you're preparing for such a gig, try to practice accordingly. So maybe put the television on, keep your telephone not in silence, let your dog in the room so that you can play, deal with these bothers, but continue playing and keep the focus. I think that's a very good practice you can try. And one last tip for you is that if you're ever doing such a concert in the conditions that you are not very familiar, give yourself time. Go there ahead of time. Give yourself, like, if you usually need 1 hour before the concert, count 1 hour and a half or 1 hour 40 minutes, or if you want 2 hours, because it's better that you stay there and you rest, you take a coffee, or you just chill for a moment, that you arrive on stage wishing that you had 10 or 20 minutes before your performance. So be generous with yourself and set things in a way so that you can arrive at the moment of the performance relaxed and not stressed by things that you should not be stressing on. Well, that's all for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took some value from it, and I hope that some of the things that you saw through the video will eventually help you to a concert of yours, a performance that you have coming up in the future, for being a little bit more relaxed about it, or knowing better what to expect or how it works, or maybe have a technological advice about what you should be doing, what you should not be doing. And I hope that you all take command of the sound, because after all, that's why you practice so hard. That's why you are improving yourself every day to be a better musician. And it's a great experience when you can deliver all this beautiful music you are creating in the best possible way, while having fun and enjoying every second of it. So if you enjoyed watching my video and it helped you in one way or in another, just don't forget to drop a like, share it, or subscribe to my channel. I will be very happy to welcome you to this family, and I will see you at the next one.